Guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, please excuse thy hair. I actually had showered before I sat down to film this video, so it's wet, as you can tell. I personally prefer air drying my hair, so that's why it looks like this. But anyway, today we are doing a makeup tutorial on this look right here. It's different from my rose gold makeup tutorial I did a couple months back because this is more of like a raspberry copper shade. I used this ColourPop single shadow in the shade Stereo. I used a few shadows from the Dream Street palette, as well as a few other new products I recently got in. I really love this palette. I think it blends so well. I wanted to create like a warm raspberry burgundy copperish look, so that is exactly what I did, or what I attempted to do at least. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it came out. I love the colors and the tones. And yeah, actually about to go have dinner with my mom. She's in town. So without further ado, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I post Wednesdays and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's go ahead and get on into it. Alright, so I'm going to start with my eyes today. I'm taking the Urban Decay Primer Potion, just the original one, just to provide a base. And then I'm going to set that base with the Wet n Wild's MegaGlo Contouring Palette, just this banana shade on my Morphe M504, just so that we blend eyeshadow on top of a smooth, non-tacky surface. And then I'm going into my Kathleen Light's Dream Street palette by ColourPop, and I'm taking the first shade called Shooting Star, and I'm just buffing that all into my crease / transition area on my Morphe E27. This is just going to provide that initial warm base down, and then going into the shade Potion on my Morphe M573 and buffing that into my outer corner and deeper into my crease. This is just going to add a nice little pop of warmth. And then going into this ColourPop Super Shock shadow in the shade Stereo. I'm just going to apply this with my finger all over the lid for that really nice kind of intense purple hue. We're going to add a little color on top of it, but yeah, this is just a really nice base, just what I wanted for the look. And then going into this dark brown called Elfish from that Dream Street palette, I'm going to accentuate my outer V even more, just because I wanted a little bit more definition for this kind of like smoky look. And then I'm taking this flat packer brush, and I'm sorry I didn't show the shade, but I went in with the shade Sweet Dreams from that same palette, and I started packing that on top of that Stereo shade for a little bit more of a pop. And then going back into that shade Potion, I'm going to buff that into my crease a little bit more, just so that we have no harsh edges. You know how it goes. And then I'm going back in with that packing shade Sweet Dreams on my flat packer brush, just because we buffed some of that eyeshadow away. And then I'm going to line my eyes with the Tarteist Double Take Eyeliner, the liquid part. And then I'm going to fill in my brows. I'm fast forwarding this part just because you guys know the drill with filling in brows. I'm taking my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso, and I'm just going to fill in my brows and buff them out. And then I'm going in with some Tinted Brow Gel by Wet n Wild, their Ultimate Brow Mascara, I believe is what it's called, yes. And this is in the shade Nothing But Brunette. And then, time to move on to the face. I'm taking the Too Faced Primed and Peachy primer, and I'm just priming my entire face with that ish. And then moving on to foundation, taking this Catrice and Hourglass combination, I'm going to, first of all, draw some stripes. This is in the shade Golden with this Hourglass Vanish Stick foundation. And because, as you can see, it is a little bit dark for me, I am going to add in those Catrice Lightening drops and use this on this not Amazon buffer brush, but this is just a flat kind of oval brush from Amazon, and I'm going to go in with my Ulta foundation brush that I use for concealer, but because that brush is a little bit too big, the flat paddle brush, I'm going to just use this to add a little bit more precise coverage to those areas where the brush doesn't fit. And then going with my Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer in the shade Light Beige, I'm just going to conceal my under eyes and highlight the rest of my face, and then spot concealing with the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium 30 on my imperfections. And then I'm going to just buff that into my face with that same brush. And then going back into my MegaGlo contouring palette and taking that same banana shade on my Juvia's Place tapered brush, I'm going to set underneath the eyes so that the concealer doesn't crease, as well as kind of powder highlight the rest of my face, so just down the center of the face. And then taking the Wet n Wild Photofocus pressed powder on this dense fluffy brush, I'm just going to set the rest of my face. This is in the shade Warm Beige. This is a great powder for photos. And then I'm going back into that MegaGlo contouring palette with this little, well not little, it's kind of like a fat fan brush. I'm just going to chisel out those cheeks and down the sides of my nose, and then taking the Catrice Sun Matte bronzing powder for the shade Medium Skin, and just bronzing the rest of my face on another big tapered Juvia's Place brush, just to warm up the complexion. And then taking this Beige Cosmetics blush in the shade Caribbean Coral. This is a very pigmented blush, so I did have to kind of use that same powder brush to diffuse the color a little bit. It's a great blush, just very pigmented, so be careful. Then taking this j.cat highlighter, you guys know, the shade Crystal Sand, on my Real Technique setting brush, I'm just going to highlight my cheeks. Look at that glow. Look at that glow. Down my nose and on my Cupid's bow, V-shape motion on my temple to my cheek, just so that it's a little bit more continuous. And then I'm going to curl my lashes in preparation for falsies. I'm taking these Ardell Wispies and I'm just prepping them with some mascara. And sometimes I use these lash applicators that look like tweezers to apply them, but today I decided to go with my fingers and they worked just fine. These are very easy to apply, so that's what I like about them. And then I'm taking that shade Elfish again from the Dream Street palette on a more precise pencil / lip brush. And I'm sorry you can't really see what I'm doing here just because of the angle of the camera and me looking down into the mirror, but I'm just smoking out my lower lash line. And then I wanted to buff out that color even more with that shade Potion that we used kind of in our crease as well. I'm taking the ColourPop E9 brush to do that. It's just a kind of fatter pencil brush, perfect for the lower lash line. And then I'm taking that shade Moony and putting that into my inner corners just to highlight the inner corners and give it that pop that they deserve, you know. And then I'm taking some mascara. This is the Tarte Maneater mascara, and I'm just applying this to my lower lashes just to add that lower lash mascara. And then I'm going into my tight line with this Essence eye pencil in the shade Hot Chocolate, I believe. It's just a brown retractable eyeliner, very creamy, just a tight line and marry everything together. And then I'm going in with my lip color. This is a Too Faced Melted chocolate liquefied longwear lipstick in the shade Chocolate Honey. This turns out to be a really beautiful brownie nude. I thought it complemented the eyes so well. Now I'm just setting my face with the Urban Decay Chill Setting Spray. And there we go. That is the look today, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!